Theatrical Shenanigans with
Lou Jones.
Hello there, and welcome to episode 6 of season 5 of Theatrical Shenanigans, and I hope you're all well. For those new to the show and maybe don't know this voice, I am Rachel Feeney-Williams, host and playwright based in Devon, UK, bringing you a new audio play and a new guest with every episode. Speaking of which, my guest for this episode hails from the gorgeous island of Mauritius and first joined Theatrical Shenanigans in our Play Day special back in February with her play Ghost Hunting Live and Direct, before being one of 4 playwrights who featured on our International Women's Day special back in March. Outside of that, she's an incredible writer specialising in song lyrics, stage plays, musical theatre, and more recently, screenplays, all of which I look forward to discussing with her. Welcome, Lou Jones.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Rachel.
It's a pleasure to have you back. So, as always, with my guests, we go right back to the very beginning. What brought you into the arts world?
I wasn't doing it as a child or anything. This is very much an adulthood thing, later adulthood,
Mm-hmm.
because I was a teacher of English, and often the English teachers get given the drama as well to teach drama at the same time. So that's how I sort of got into drama, by teaching it and putting on high school drama, so putting on the high school shows, that type of thing. And then I did a bit of acting when I moved to Mauritius, which was really nice, and a bit of backstage work. So really getting to enjoy the theatre. But then I moved towards like slam poetry. That's quite big over here. It's like performance poetry. And I really enjoyed writing and I like rhyming. But I didn't really enjoy the performing part so much. I'm moving away from the acting and more to the writing, you know? And someone said to me, can I put some music to those words? Let's make a song out of it. I went, okay, go ahead. And that's how it started. So I started being a lyricist. So now I write songs for lots of other musicians. And from writing lyrics and my love of theatre, I wrote a musical, a full musical theatre play. So I had 20 songs in there, along with all the script, and put it all together, you know.
Yeah.
And then I've moved more towards playwriting. That was my one and only musical. Although I have written lyrics for other people's musicals, but it's such a big job. I mean, it's years and years and years of work. So I've now moved towards more playwriting. So it sort of started off as drama and acting, went to lyrics, and still doing some lyrics, but more towards playwriting now.
And obviously, you've had a multitude of hats that you've worn through your career, from the stage management side, as you said, to the performing side and the writing. Do you have a preferred hat to wear these days, or is it still like an equal labour sort of thing?
I'd say it's sort of 50-50 between writing lyrics and writing plays, but certainly not performing. I've definitely moved away from that. I think I'm too old to remember the lines these days.
Oh, I doubt
It's too
that.
stressful. So yeah, I much prefer to be the storyteller and see other people performing my work. Yeah, so I would say 50-50. I'm still doing the lyrics. I still really enjoy that because I love music and I love hearing the music to my words. But 50-50 with the playwriting. Yeah. No more teaching and no more performing.
Um, but you're from obviously a very unique part of the world. Also, I've spoken to people from England and America. We had one guest from Japan. I don't think I've ever spoken to anyone in Mauritius. What is the arts world like over there? Is it very different, or is it quite similar, or?
There's a lot of very talented artists here in Mauritius, particularly in music.
Oh.
Lots of great musicians and singers. Theatre, not so much compared to music. I mean, there's one main public theatre. There's a couple of smaller government ones which are used for that schools and government-led things, but one sort of public, which is quite new. It's only been built since I've been here, actually, in the last 10 years. So it's not like, you know, from when I was back in England, not just every town, but every village would have
Yeah.
some sort of play put on every year. Even in the local village hall, it would be used for a pantomime, you know, at Christmas or something like that. So it's not like that. There's no community theatre, for example. It's just the one professional theatre, with professional artists. So it's very limited in terms of having somewhere to send my plays to.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I love that theatre. I've performed there. I work well with the team and everything, but there's not a big choice like there is in the UK or in the US. So unfortunately, most of my plays go out to the UK and the US.
So going back to the songwriting side of things,
Hmm.
you obviously mentioned that you've had words put to your own poetry and you've written musicals, which hands down is an amazing feat. I admire anyone who can write musicals because I cannot write music or song lyrics for toffee. So anyone who can, even if it's just one, I am in awe of. But then you've also written stuff for like film and that kind of thing, and it's a new world for me. Like, how do you even get into that sort of industry?
People have approached me.
Mm.
That's how, yeah, and I've said, oh, I really normally write stage plays, but they've said, well, we'd like you to write a film script. Um, Started off with a couple of mini, like short films.
Mm.
One was a version of my own play, my stage play. So I think
Mm.
that's how it started. That was the crossover, someone seeing the stage play and saying, oh, I'd love to make a short movie of this. So that's how it sort of crossed over. Um, and I'm working on at the moment a full-length animated film.
Oh wow.
Basically, again, someone who I met on a workshop. We had a great workshop here for writers, directors, and actors, and I met lots of people in the arts from there.
Mm.
And one of those approached me and asked me if I'd write the script for this. So I'm working on that as well. Something I've never done before because that's like a fantasy children's sort of fairy tale style writing, which I haven't really done before. But loving it. Yeah, really interesting.
It sounds amazing. But
Mm.
then also you've got this fabulous collection of work as a playwright. Do you have any preferred topics or genres that you prefer to write about or in, or is it just pen to paper
Mm.
and anything that comes out?
Well, for the 28 days in February was pen to paper and anything
Yes,
that comes out according to the
always
prompt.
is.
So I got, I mean, that was such a great exercise for me to do that, to write one a day. And I only had like an hour or two to do it because of the time difference from when it came out in America to
Mm.
me here. So I was just forced to write, there's the prompt, write it right now, no thinking time or anything. And I loved that. I didn't know I could do that. And I hadn't written many short, really, really short plays before. So, you know how hard it is to get a full story in like 1 minute or
Yeah.
2 minutes or something. So that forced me to do that, and that was a great. And I actually really like doing those short plays now. Really, really like it. It's not such a big slog as the full one. Yeah, but I'd say regarding the genre, it used to be more like, especially with my writing songs, like protest songs or talking about injustice,
Mm.
that type of thing, or environmental issues. But now I seem to be moving more towards like slice of life. You know
Mm.
what I mean by a slice of life?
Yeah.
Like everyday normal characters doing everyday normal things, but really showing their relationships through the dialogue. And I really like that. And
Mm.
I'm family relationships, friend relationships, that type of thing. So I think I've moved more towards that.
Mm.
But I'm also open to whatever comes my way as well. If someone says, "Oh, I want you to write some lyrics for my musical," whatever the musical is, I'm up for it. I'll do whatever topic. Uh, but my own writing that comes from me seems to be more sort of drama, slice of life, that type of style.
Mm. So, what does the rest of the year look like for you? Or do you have an idea of where you'd like it to go? Or what's exciting things have you got going on?
Yeah, I've got a lot going on. I don't have much sort of white space in my diary because I have got a lot of things to finish this year. So my full-length play, Stuck in Street View, is a psychological thriller, but again
Mm.
about relationships between brother and sister, etc. Um, that's done in, as I'm British, I've written it in British English, and there's lots of English expressions, British English expressions in there. And then when I've had table reads, particularly with American actors, I realize it doesn't really work so well with in America. So I'm now working on a US version. So and it's a full length play, so it's like 90 pages. So I'm rewriting it, keeping the same story, but just changing the language.
Yeah.
Mum becomes mom, and
Yeah.
and trying to find equivalent expressions for the expressions that I'm using
Mm.
in British English. So that's a big thing that I've got to do quite quickly. I mentioned the animated film script.
Mhm.
So I've done the trailer, and once that's gone through and they've got funding, then I'm going to be working on the full script for that. Oh, there's ongoing lyrics as well that I'm writing for various artists. But the other thing is something I started as a TV series just to
Wow.
try. And then I changed my mind and started writing it as a play, and then thought, no, that isn't working. I'm going to write it as a novel. And I keep changing the format. The story is the same, but I keep changing the format. And but I see it as a series. So I think I'm going to go the novel version and then try and write a screen version of that novel. I think that's the way I'm going to go with it. And that's called the Alternative Matchmaker of Mauritius. So very much slice of life about different characters, different personalities in Mauritius. A lady who sets up a marriage agency. So she's the matchmaker, and her little team, which was going to carry on through the series. But meanwhile, each episode, each chapter, if you like, in the novel would be the different stories from the people coming into the agency, their backstories and who they're looking for and trying to match them up, almost like a detective story where there's no crime. It's just like matching pieces together. So I'm working on that, which is quite fun. That's more light-hearted comedy, but a bit of drama, in there as well. I don't even think I'm going to get that finished by the end of the year. Not with everything else, but that's on my list of things to do, of things to finish. Yeah. The first episode is almost finished.
Very, very busy lady.
Yeah.
And lastly, do you have a standout moment? A moment that when you think back about everything you've done, makes you think, yes, this is why I do this?
I've got two. One regarding the lyrics and the music, and one regarding the theatre. So my first one was the first time I heard the very first set of lyrics that I wrote, which was converted from that slam poetry that I mentioned. It was called One Use, about how we use each other, how we use the environment, sort of throw away, that type of message, and it was turned into a reggae song, and I absolutely love reggae. It's my favorite type of music. And I went to see the concert, and he sung that song at the concert, and that was the first time I ever heard my words in being performed in music. And that really gave me the motivation to keep going and write more lyrics. And then the second one regarding the theatre was Breaking the Camel's Back, actually, which you've produced as an audio show. The very first submission, I got lucky, Rachel. I got really lucky. The very first submission that I ever sent was that, and I sent it to Liverpool Hope Street Theatre in England. For a short, they had a night of new works, and it got accepted. I sent it, and think a week later, yes, they accepted it. And I was thinking, oh, wow, this is great. I'm just going to send off my plays and they're going to be shown around the world. I didn't realize how lucky I got at that moment, because obviously there's been lots of rejections since then, but which is the normal life of a playwright. Just coping with rejections, then you get the occasional. But I got so lucky. The first ever one, talk about motivation. The very first one that I sent out, I got accepted. So, and I couldn't get there to see it because I live in Mauritius and this is Liverpool, but my friends went to see it, and that was such a great moment. That was a standout moment, which really gave me the motivation to keep going after that. Yeah.
So now we move on to our playwright and play for this episode. Wendy Gostoroka is based in Los Angeles and describes herself as a multi-hyphenate theatre artist, in which she comes with an incredible list of titles, including actor, director, mask artist, and playwright. Her short plays have appeared in theatre festivals around the globe, and she was awarded the Women in Theatre Red Carpet Award for her work on our solo show, The Divine Madness of Isabella. If all of that wasn't enough, she holds a Masters of Fine Arts degree in theatre from Hillbilly Repertory in Detroit and an MFA from UC Santa Barbara. Dana's play today is called Here Be Dragons, and when talking about it, Dana says, I don't know if I can point to a specific inspiration. I put two women of a certain age in the woods with a map. The characters pretty much took over after that and wrote their own story. I just did my best to get out of their way. Theatrical Shenanigans presents Here Be Dragons by Wendy Gostoroka.
How much further?
How should I know?
You're the one with the map.
Well, it doesn't list times.
But it lists distances, right? She put some sort of, what do you call it, legend, ruler, distance marker on it?
Yeah, but that doesn't really translate to time.
But it should give you an idea, right?
Well, maybe it would, but we probably threw it off when we took all those hills so slow. So...
Going up backwards is good for your glutes.
Dot, Are you trying to get me to tell you that you have a nice ass? Because you know I'm not doing that anymore.
Doing what?
Giving you endless compliments to raise your miserably low self-esteem. I turned that duty over to James when you two said, I do.
You seriously don't love me anymore.
Shut up. I love you enough to ask you to go on this epic hike with me.
You asked me because Darren and Sally couldn't go with you.
Couldn't, shouldn't, wouldn't, whatever. Sally's eyes rolled so hard at the thought of hiking with her mother, I think she might be able to see out of the back of her head now. 13-year-olds are exhausting.
Great. Something to look forward to. I'll just be glad when Jimmy gets out of the everything must be Star Wars phase.
Says the woman with a Millennium Falcon on her desk.
That's a collector's edition, so it's okay.
Right. Hey, you know you really wanted to join me on this quest.
Yeah, okay. But in the middle of the work week, we couldn't wait till the weekend? Or sometime when Jimmy didn't have a science project to do the next day?
James can handle the oozing volcano or super robot or whatever mayhem it is this year. His science is almost as good as his flattery.
True. I can miss this year's study of how to make fungus explode. But following a map we found in a fancy box while sorting through Doris's stuff, who could resist that?
Me, probably.
There were so many boxes. Would you ever have gotten through it all? I mean, it's been almost a year.
Without you nudging me? No.
Oh, shit. It's today, isn't it? She died exactly a year ago today, didn't she?
Yeah.
That's why you were so intent on going. I am so sorry. I forgot.
It's fine. You have James and Jimmy to worry about.
And Junie. I also have Junie to worry about. I wouldn't have given you so much grief over your timing if I...
Shut up already. You're here.
What do you think you're going to find when we get there?
I have no idea, but she left me a map, so I have to assume she wanted me to find where it leads. And I'm not going to disappoint her. Or you. Though I'm not sure where we are on the map anymore.
Let me see. Yeah, nope, can't read Doris's handwriting. Don't know how you do it.
Years of forging absence notes. Dear Mrs. Ritchie, please excuse Junie Freeman from school last week. Junie was homesick with the bubonic plague. She's better now, but needs extra dessert at lunch. Doris Freeman.
I remember that one. I was super impressed you could spell bubonic in the 4th grade.
Doris made sure I had a precocious vocabulary, so I assumed she wanted me to utilize it.
And you did. I had my hands full, keeping you from getting beat up. Especially when you got detention without me from one of those notes.
Yeah, but that one was the one she actually wrote. I was down with the flu and she wrote that I was out smashing the patriarchy. That's the one they didn't believe.
What idiots. I mean, smashing the patriarchy is one of your favorite pastimes.
Only in a quiet if I don't get caught sort of way. Anyway, social protest wasn't considered an excused absence back in the day. Maybe we should have taken that right-hand path at the big oak tree a couple miles back.
I believe I mentioned that at the time.
That's a bit of revisionist history there. I believe I was the one concerned that going off the trail via compass and Doris's map might not be a great idea.
But there is something she wants you to find out here. Something exciting, something life-altering. You won't find that if you stay on the path. You know, I'm pretty sure I saw Bigfoot back there.
You probably saw a wild pig, boar, whatever. Something hairy that can kill us.
See? Adventure! Whatever is out here must be amazing.
Maybe it's buried treasure.
It's not treasure. Doris didn't believe in placing value on material wealth. She would not have sent her only daughter on a trek into the wilderness to find a chest of pirate gold.
Yeah.
What?
There's probably nothing there. This is all some metaphysical, get in touch with nature, find yourself crap. The kind they make indie movies about.
A 3-hour cinematic experience with beautiful scenery and improvised dialogue so real you can't understand 3/4 of what's been said. And you're bored out of your skull, but later we'll tell everyone how the film changed you.
That's Doris, trying to change me once again, even after she's gone.
Do you need changing?
No, but you know Doris always thought so. She was disappointed I was so ordinary. I mean, I think she would have been happier if I was a green-haired lesbian rugby player or transgender landscape artist.
You did play lacrosse in college.
I'm an accountant. I got married to a regular guy in a white dress, and I had a fairly traditional wedding. Doris wanted us to jump out of a plane while we said our vows.
Ah, that would have been epic!
That would have been Doris, but not Junie. I'm pretty sure she liked you better than me.
I am pretty likable.
You're adorable.
Doris was always good to me, especially after my family blew up when my mom left. I mean, I would have never made it to prom without her help.
I'm sure you could have figured out how to make that dress by yourself.
I never would have figured out how to get all the plastic spoons to lie flat without her.
It was good she talked you out of using the forks.
Yeah. My boobs would have felt like a pincushion.
That was the noisiest dress ever.
At least Doris left you a map. My mom just left.
What are you doing?
As the official sidekick on this adventure, I am in charge of sustenance. Have a beer.
Beer? Who brings beer on a hike?
It's in the sidekick manual. Article 3, subsection 6.1.
Ugh, it's warm.
Close your eyes and think of England. What does the map say is at the destination?
There's a big X, and then after that it says, "Here be dragons."
Like the old-timey maps?
Yeah, like when they got to the end of the world they knew and everything unknown was so terrifying and could probably kill you 10 different ways.
Let me see again. I guess I can see that. There's a lot of dragon area.
Maybe she didn't plan her layout very well.
Or maybe she left space for you to fill it in.
God damn it. There she goes manipulating me again. Maybe I don't want to be charting new territories. Maybe I just want to get through the day. Maybe that's enough for me.
Oh, come on. You may not be walking on the wild side like Doris did, but you've done your share of things that you don't want posted on the internet. Trust me, I was there.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
And you were never content to just get through the day. I mean, when you see something screwed up, you do something about it.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe CEO Grabass, the terror of the women of Klein Inc.?
Oh, yeah. He was a piece of work.
But you took him down. Not like Doris would do. No screaming protest march. No sit-in chained to the wall. But like you. You were only a junior accountant then. You bailed on a Metallica concert with me so you could drill down on the books all weekend until you found where he was. What was it?
Embezzling. It's always embezzling.
Right. You got him busted, but good.
Your point?
My point is that you're more like Doris than you think. You both try to get to the same destination. You've just been making your own path to get there.
God damn it.
What?
Here. Read this.
Junie Bird, I've left you a map and you need to follow it. Don't put it off. Try to do it before I've been dead more than a year. There's something special you need to see. Bring Dot with you. She'll help you understand. She always got you better than I did. Also, she'll remember to bring the beer. Love, Mom. Wow!
She has always been a step ahead of me. Even now, after she's gone.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one she's pushing around.
You knew about this?
Not everything. Just that you were going to ask me to do something with you, and I would want to be there.
So, you're just here because Doris told you to be?
Pish. I don't need a letter from Doris to follow my bestie on an adventure. Though I am still a little miffed I was expedition companion choice number 3. You know, I think we might actually be there. Here, where X marks the spot.
What?
Well, those 3 trees match up here with these squiggly lines, and that rock formation looks just like this here.
So, what's here exactly?
I am here.
What the hell did you put in the beer?
Goddamn IPAs.
Is that a...
Yep.
Do you think it breathes fire?
What kind of sad excuse for a dragon would it be if it didn't?
Do you think we should run?
I should hope not. I have been waiting a long time for you.
Here be dragons.
I hate it when Doris is literal.
Junie Freeman,
That's me.
daughter of Doris Freeman.
Guess there's no hiding that.
We were sorry to hear of her passing.
We? Are there more of you?
There are as many as need be.
So, this is fabulous. I've seen the dragon. Time to go. Bucket list item checked. Thanks, Doris. Let's go.
I don't think you're finished here.
I am not running away. I'm just going backwards for my glutes.
Nope. This is what Doris wanted you to see.
Junie Freeman,
I think we've established that's my name.
you have a task to complete.
A task? What, am I supposed to slay you or something?
No, I am a dragon. I am not the patriarchy.
I'm sorry. I am woefully underprepared for dragon-assigned tasks.
Now that you have successfully followed your mother's map, you must make a new one for your daughter.
For Sally? Are you serious? She doesn't exactly listen to me. I doubt very much she would follow anything I left her.
It is always thus with mothers and daughters. Yet, here you are.
Doris wanted me to be like her. I disappointed her. I don't want to do that to Sally. She can make her own choices.
You follow your mother's path, or you take another. But you should never be unaware of her journey.
Wow, Jedi level wise.
So what, I'm supposed to make her a map that leads here, to you?
No. I am your mother's dragon. You must find your own.
My own? How exactly do I go about finding my dragon?
You will come to a place that is unknown and terrifying and could kill you 10 different ways. In this place, you will find out what you could be. And your dragon will be there.
Will my dragon be one of the things trying to kill me?
When you accept what you are, you will become the dragon. And the dragon will become you.
God damn it.
What about me? My mother didn't leave me a map to her dragon. Should I be finding my dragon too?
Your mother, Dorothy Baker, did not think you needed any encouragement. However, there may be a Sasquatch looking for you.
I knew it!
Junie Freeman, your task has been given.
Are you kidding me? No. I'm sorry, but just no. I am done with this, Doris. Do you hear me? I'm done with the manipulation, done with the games. You do not get to decide my life's mission. Maybe I'll discover new territories, or maybe I won't. But it's not going to be because you or your pet dragon or anybody else tells me to get lost in the wilderness. I know I've never been enough for you, wild enough, bold enough, rebellious enough, but I'm enough for me. Do you hear me? I am enough for me.
Maybe we shouldn't be yelling at the big lizard with the claws, hon?
You've been in the wilderness for a year, Junie Freeman. You're already hunting your dragon. It is time for you to leave this place.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Wait! I have so many questions! How many of there are you? Can you really breathe fire? How does that work exactly? Can you actually fly, or are your wings just for show? Do you have a hoard of gold? Do you sleep on it, or just like in front of it? Do you sleep? How do you keep yourself secret? What other creatures are out there? Is magic real? Do your tears have mystical healing properties? Do you only eat virgins, or will any woman do?
Come on, Dot. Let's maybe not find out the answer to that one.
Junie Freeman.
We're going already.
Your mother had one final message.
What?
Those claws are remarkably dexterous.
She wanted you to know. You're perfect, Junie Bird. Exactly as you are.
God damn it.
Also, please leave me a beer.
On it. Can I hold the compass this time? I want to find my Yeti.
Do you even know how to use a compass?
I just go where the red needle points, right?
Stick with slinging the beer, Magellan.
A wonderfully unique adventure there, I think. That was Ash Albignac as Dot, Megan Bickle as Junie, and Marnie Thompson as Dragon in Here Be Dragons by Wendy Goxaroka. So, Lou, what did you think?
Oh wow, what a lovely play. A lovely play. It just had everything. You know, I was thinking about when I used to teach drama, we taught like the hero's journey of how to in story writing, you know. And it very much sort of does that. It talks about the real life before normal life, talking about their kids and their background and their memories and science projects, like normal life. And then there's this call to action, this call to adventure regarding this letter. You know, so it's very much like following that hero's journey. With dragons thrown in as well. I really liked it. That was lovely. But I mean, on the surface is this hero's journey, but you know, underneath it's all this about the relationships of mothers and daughters and friendship as well. I loved it.
Yeah, I remember distinctly getting to the end of this, and being really excited about the fact that somewhere out there in the middle of a forest or half of a mountain, there is a dragon waiting for me. And I know it's ludicrous because obviously I'm 38 years old. I'm very much aware that I don't actually have a dragon, but the idea that there's a dragon just sat in a forest waiting for me to do that adventure is just an amazing feeling.
Well, I looked up the title as well because obviously it's not normal English, so that and I thought there must be something behind this title that other people know that I'm not aware of. So I wasn't aware that that's what they used to put on the medieval maps for uncharted territories, where there could be dangers. I didn't know that. So when I looked that up, I thought, okay, that makes like deeper sense into the play as well.
It's got wonderfully different levels because you've got the simple basics of it being about as you say, a relationship between a mother and a daughter, and her going on this journey of self-discovery. And then it kind of gently unwraps itself as to what it's meant to be, which is
Yeah.
this glorious adventure loaded with subtext and an amazing relationship gently kind of veiled over the top. Because we all have complicated relationships with our mothers, whether they're still here or not. And I think the fact that, Junie's mum is no longer around and she's still having this kind of really
Yes.
complicated relationship with her that has brought her on this quest in the first place is brilliant.
I know she mentioned several times, doesn't she? Oh, she's still trying to change me. She's still
Yeah.
trying to manipulate me. Like, even after a year after death. Yeah. And she's obviously the unwilling adventurer. She doesn't want to go on this adventure.
Mm,
And I like the fact that her mother had asked her to take, when the letter gets revealed, her mother had asked her to take Dot along
mm.
because not because she preferred Dot, which is what she thought, but because Dot would encourage her and Dot would be there for her as her sidekick.
Yeah.
But Dot's also an interesting character. I
Yeah.
found, although she's like the comical sidekick,
Mm.
carrying the beer and making her little jokes, at one point she did say, "Well, at least your mother," what was the words? "At least your mother left a map. My mother just left."
Yeah.
So she's like got this absent mother,
Mm.
and yet she's still the one that's like encouraging her and going along with it and making the jokes and keeping it fun and carrying the beer.
Yeah.
But she's also got this sort of it doesn't show any sadness in the way she's speaking, but she's got this sad history with her mother as well.
Mm. But then again, you have that initial being of her revealing that her mum just left, and there's every potential for it to just stay that way, that relationship where Dot's mum just left, and you don't find out anything else, and that's just it. But then I love the fact that she has that moment with the dragon of saying, did my mum leave me a map? Is there a dragon out there for me? And the dragon says, your
Oh
mum didn't
yeah.
think you needed a dragon. And I just think that
Yeah.
speaks volumes over a woman that we never meet and apparently just left. The fact that she didn't
Yes.
think Dot needed someone to
Yeah.
pull her out into the
To encourage her. I think she used
yeah,
the word encouragement, didn't she? She
yeah,
didn't think you needed encouragement, whereas
yeah,
Junie needed it. Yeah.
yeah. It's
Dot already
brilliant.
had it going, had it all together. Yeah.
Not to mention, you've got one of my favourite lines in this piece at that point where she says, "I think there's a Sasquatch out there looking for you."
Yeah.
And again, it just puts in your mind this image of this like Sasquatch just wandering around the forest waiting for Dot to find her.
So now she's got her own adventure to go on her like Yeti
Yeah.
hunt or whatever she called it at the end.
Oh, it's just this it keeps giving and giving and giving, and then it's just like you
Hmm.
come away feeling wonderfully light, I found. I came
Yes.
away with this wonderfully light feeling of it's just so beautifully done. And the
Yeah.
fact that Junie felt so, annoyed and angry, and as you say, she's irritated that her mum's still trying to control her, and she gets to the end, and it's like, no, this isn't what this is about. This is about you and your adventure. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's glorious. It's wonderful.
I love that climax where she's shouting out to her mum, I suppose,
Yeah.
like just to the world in front of the dragon, but to her mum.
Yeah.
I was never enough for you. You know, I wasn't this enough. I wasn't that enough, but I'm enough for me. I'm enough for me. Like this real big sort of dramatic emotional moment.
Mm.
And then very, very quickly after that, there's the message. Actually, you were enough. You were perfect just as you were, from her
Mm.
mum, you know. So you've got those ups and downs of emotion. You've got that big like emotional moment, and then the relief. Oh, actually, my mum, that's not right. My mum did think I was enough,
Mm.
and that's all resolved, you
Mm.
know, quite calmly at the end. And then, like you said, you come away light because there's that the comedic moments at the end when the dragon says, "Oh, can you leave me a beer?" He's just given this wonderful message from the mum, like making everything okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and can you leave me a beer?
Yeah. Give me a bit.
That's quite cute. And then even the last line where she's like sarcastic to her friend Dot, saying, "Okay, Magellan," or whatever, like 'cause she's not very good at using a compass. Um, yeah, it does make you go away lighter. You had all the emotion, you had the solution, it's all resolved, and then like a little light moment at the end. Very, very nice. Yeah.
I also love the powerfulness behind some of the language used. So at one point, the dragon says to June, "You've been in the wilderness a year. You're already hunting your dragon." And I
Mm,
never thought about it that way before. Like, you do go through phases throughout your entire life. It doesn't necessarily have to be when you're young, but when you go through phases in your life of not really knowing where you want to be or what you want to do, be that, work or family or
mm,
relationships. And yeah, I never really thought about it as a wilderness before, but it really is. It's like you find yourself like lost and
yeah,
confused and not really
yeah.
sure where you're going. And then the idea that this like massive, great big beast is going to swoop out of the sky and almost fix everything for you is a wonderful metaphor
And that
for it.
year, absolutely, and that year coincides with the grieving
Mm,
period of a year. That it was a
yeah.
year ago to that day that the mother died as well.
Mm,
So, you know, that wilderness is probably a lot to do with grief, like
yeah.
not knowing how to handle it or what to do, or yeah, exactly. So come to terms with it. And again, that title, meaning there's this uncharted territory, there's this wilderness which could be dangerous that, yeah, and she's been going through that for a year already.
Mm.
Didn't really need to find it on the map. She's already going through it.
It not only gives, but it makes you kind of think, I want to know more about this wonderful world of
Yeah.
dragons.
Yeah. I like that the dragon's not on the stage. You just hear the voice and the fire breathing, the
Mm,
breath and all that sort of thing. I like that because like you said, we can use our imagination. I was thinking about that from what is the experience of the audience going to be like
mm,
seeing this, hearing it is one thing as an audio play, that's fantastic, but also seeing it on a stage,
yeah.
where you don't actually see the dragon, you just see them talking to the dragon who's
Mm,
off stage.
mhm.
Um, that could be quite interesting. Let the imaginations of the audience run wild. Um, and obviously easier to put on if the dragon's not really on the stage
From a
breathing fire
logistical perspective, yes.
from the practical point of view.
Yes. I also love Dot's kind of flurry of questions towards the end when she's like, "How many of you are there? Do you breathe fire? How does that work exactly?" And I was thinking about it, thinking, I have some of those questions too. Like even like because obviously dragons have so many references in books and film and TV shows, and they're all different. Some of them are like obviously there's a consistency, but there's a lot of properties that are very different. So when she talks about tears having magical healing properties, I'm like, I've never seen that before. And then when she asks, "Do you only eat
Mm.
virgins, or will any woman do?" It's like, I've never known dragons to eat
No, they ain't women.
people. So yeah, it's like I wanted to go away, and I'm like, I want to know more about this. I want to find out more.
I want the answers. I want the answers to these questions.
So as I
And
say,
about the gold, do you have a hoard of gold? Do you sleep on it or next to it? Like, how do you
yeah.
protect this gold? Yeah, yeah, really lovely. And that's what I was talking about, that sort of the comedy towards the end, you know,
Yes.
after all this big drama.
Mm.
Yeah, you've got Dot being Dot, facing this dragon, asking all these questions. She's got all this curiosity, and she's not shy to come forward and say these things, whereas Junie wants to get out of there
Yeah.
because they're so different.
Okay, we are almost out of time. Lou, your final thoughts on the piece as a whole?
I think even though it's a story about, adventure and dragons, I think on the whole, what I would take from this is how it's still relatable to us today. It's all very human. It's all about relationships, human relationships, friendships, family, etc. I think that's my main takeaway. Just even though it's this fantasy story, it's very relatable.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Annoyingly, we are out of time. Lou, it's been absolutely amazing having you here and discussing this wonderful play. I think I could genuinely do it for hours.
I know, I just love talking about plays. Thank you for having me.
And with that, we come to the end of our 6th episode in this 5th series. I hope you've enjoyed the play we've had today, as well as my chat with Lou, because I certainly did. As always, if you've enjoyed this episode or any of the others we've had on Theatrical Shenanigans, you can always show your support with a like, follow, comment or share on Facebook or Instagram, or you can follow and subscribe on any of the platforms the show's available on. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another play and another guest, so make sure you join us then. But in the meantime though, I've been Rachel Feeney-Williams, this is Theatrical Shenanigans, bring down the curtain and saying, I hope you can join us next time. Theatrical Shenanigans is part of an RFW Scripts production. Found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts and Podbean. Theme music is written and produced by Chris Cody.